Hey guys, it's Denise with my Scrappy Place. It's time for another video. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, here we go. Alright, well, it is Friday morning. Yay, it's rainy. Another yay. I happen to like rainy days, and it's also the first day of my vacation. So, let's make some cards. Let's make some cards. Alright, the first one we're going to do, well, the only one we're going to do for this video is this particular one. And this is using some new paper that I just got not too terribly long ago called Frosted Floral Specialty Designer Paper. And I think, let me double check, but I think that this is in the Holiday Catalog. I'll need, it is so pretty, and I don't know, yes, it is in the Holiday Catalog. It, right here, you can see kind of the things that they've made and the stamp set that coordinates with it. And of course, yeah, I got the paper, I got the stamp set, I got the whole 9 yards. You know, I go big or I go home. But anyway, this paper is so pretty. So the package, it's 12 by 12 paper, and this camera shot does not do it justice. It's, I don't know if you can tell, it's like shimmery paper, but it's not glittery, but it's pearlized. I guess that's the name I'm looking for. And there are so many different pretty, this is the card that we're making today. But then and it's double-sided, so it's shimmery on this side, and then this is the back side, but it's also got that shimmer, so it's not like matte on one side and shimmery on the other. It's shimmery on both sides. But here is that one, and it's got this really pretty gray on the other side. And there's 2 of each sheet, so you get 2 of that. You get 2 of this one. Here is a really pretty, kind of Christmassy looking one. It looks like pine bows. This side has got a really nice, and some of it looks Christmassy, some of it Christmassy, and some of it doesn't look Christmassy. So you don't have to just use it for Christmas. Like here's with some pretty leaves. Other side is a really nice. This is, I don't even know what color this is. Looks like soft suede. Stripes, and 2 of those, and you have one that has kind of a viney pattern, and it just feels so good too. This is a really pretty purpley dots. Another pretty flowery one, kind of frosty, greeny, wintry looking, and that's it. And then with all of our papers, especially the DSPs, it tells you what colors coordinate with it, so it's not, you're not guessing. So this one says it's blackberry bliss, blushing bride, gray granite, merry merlot, mint macaron, mossy meadow, night of navy, pear pizzazz, pineapple punch, powder pink, soft sea foam, soft suede, and tranquil tide. So you're not having to really guess. I mean, if you just see what goes. But today, for today's purposes, we're going to be making this one. And let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see it better. And I am using, like I said, the paper that is in the pack that I just showed you. Let's zoom back out. I'm going to be using Tranquil Tide for the background and the circle, my card base. I read off that it was gray granite, but then when I got to look at it in my stash, I actually didn't have any gray granite. And I don't remember what this one is. Oh my, I'll put it in the link at the bottom, but it's gray. Smoky slate, I think, is what it actually is. But yeah, I didn't have any gray granite of the new one. And I'm using just some bling. Got a couple pearls. I've got a pearlized doily that I thought looked really pretty on here. And the stamp set that we're going to be using today is All Things Thanks. I love this particular stamp set. I've used it for a lot of different ones. And so we're going to be using this one today. And it's still in the current catalog. They've redone the packaging. It looks a little bit different in the new, but this one carried over from last year. So that's why it's not all black and white like a lot of my other stamps are. But anyway, enough of that. Let's make a card, okay? So I have got my card base. Let me get it all stacked over here on the side. I've got a lot of stuff on my desk, and one of these days I'll show you I'll show you what my desk really looks like and not just what you're seeing in front of the camera. Okay, so I'll put this one aside. I've got my card base standard that I always do, 8.5, no, 11.5, yeah, 8.5 by 11. Cut it in half so that I have a card base of 4.25 by 5.5, something like that. Yeah. So there's my card base. It's ready to go. Let me zoom out. I'm still, whoops, that's too far. You can kind of see my mess. All right. So put that aside. The next thing I'm going to do is I mean, this is an easy card too. I mean, it doesn't take very long. We're using some punches and we're gluing, and that's about it. So I'm going to take my piece of paper that I cut from my DSP. I'm going to put some glue on the back of it. Like I said, you can use snail adhesive, whatever you happen to have. This is just what was sitting closest to my mess right now. It's almost painful to cover up that pretty shimmery. This paper, I'm telling you, it's just so pretty. I don't do a whole lot of DSP. I just don't. But when I saw this in person somewhere else, I thought, you know what, I need to get that. Anyway, so I'm going to move it to the edge. I'm going to turn it over and give it a good rub. Oh, and you know what? I just realized how badly I was shaking the camera. I am very sorry. I will slow down so that I don't make you... I don't want to make you seasick. Sorry about that. Okay. Next step I'm going to do is I've got a couple of scraps here. Now this is just a tranquil hide, and let's see, it is 3 3/4 by 1 inch. And again, I am just going to put some glue on it. I'm not going to shake the camera as bad as I did. My camera setup is on my table. I have yet to find a good method aside from mounting my camera on the ceiling, which is not going to happen because my camera is also on my phone. It just isn't going to happen. I like the setup. I just have to remember not to get too wild. This is a scrap of the gray that I used on the card base, and it is, again, it's 3 3/4, and this one is 1/2 inch. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to glue it on the back of here. And try not to get too heavy-handed. I tend to put way too much glue. Honestly, it doesn't take very much glue, and then I wind up getting on my fingers, and I get it on everything, and everything's stuck to me. So, like I said, you can use a tape runner if you so desire. I just happen to have the glue close by. And it also gives you just a couple of minutes of wiggle room in case you don't get that centered just perfectly. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I have some pearlized doilies. That's exactly what they're called, pearlized doilies. You get, how many do you get in here? You get 24 of them in here. And the cool thing about these is one side is pearlized, which I thought was perfect with this particular card. And the other side is not. So if you wanted to take this not pearlized side, and you could take any of our markers or any of our stamp pads and ink it up or color it, you could make this any color you wanted to match any of our papers. So that is totally cool. But for today, I'm going to use the pearlized side, and you can kind of see how shimmery it is in my light. And I'm just going to take and put a little bit of glue on the back of here. Again, I'm just going to dot it, and I'm going to try not to shake the table as I'm dotting. But yeah, it's Friday. It is the first day of my vacation. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. And everybody kept asking me, where are you going? Where are you going? It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I want to be home. I've got some things I need to get done that I can't get done during the work week. So yeah, I'm hanging out here. I mean, I have nothing concrete planned for this week other than taking care of some business. We're in the process, the very early stages of planning a house, building a house, and I need to get some of that taken care of. Okay, So the next step is I am going to take just a scrap piece of the Tranquil Tide, and I've got my punch here, and I've got 2 different size punches. I love these punches. If you've never seen our punches before, they store nicely closed up. On the back side of them, there's like a lock where it opens it up, and it sits like this, or like this, or like this. Or when you close it down to store it, you slide the lock, and then it's flat, and it can also stand on the end. So what I'm doing today is I'm using my 2-inch punch and my 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm going to take the 2-inch punch, and I'm going to cut a circle out of here. And what I always do, is punch it like this, but I always flip it over so I can see exactly where I'm punching, make sure I'm getting all the sides. And I'm just going to punch it. There we go. And then I am going to set that aside. And what I'm going to do, and this is what I suggest do, because this is going to be a very close call on the stamping and the circle that I picked out. I've got my Tranquil Tide ink pad. I'm going to open that up. Stamp first, punch second. Okay. Let's ink this up, and again, I'm going to try not to shake the table too much, but there is going to be some shaking going on. Is that a song? I don't know. Maybe it is. Anyway, I'm going to stamp right about there. Okay, perfect. Thanks for that thing you did. And you could use any kind of saying on here. This is just a stamp set that I happened to pull out one day because I needed a thank you card, and I thought, I like this. It's going to be perfect. So that's the one I used. All right, let's get my 1 3/4 inch punch. And like I said, this is going to be a tight fit. And this is why I do it upside down. I'm going to slip it in here. And I can then see on my punch exactly where it's going to line up. And like I said, it's going to be tight. We're going to punch it out. Throw that aside. All right. And that's perfect. It fit on there absolutely perfect. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to take my glue, and I'm just going to glue it on the back of my first circle. I can hear it starting to rain outside. I love rainy days. I know some people don't, but I like rainy days. And it's supposed to cool off. I mean, it's the end of September, and it was 100 degrees this week. And I live in Oklahoma. But oh my gosh, I'm ready for fall. I don't want ice. I don't want snow. I don't want that crazy stuff. I want fall. And the weatherman is saying that we're going to get some cool fronts. So that makes me happy right in time for my vacation. Yeah, can you tell I'm happy that I didn't have to go to work today? I love my job, don't get me wrong. I just recently started a new position. Not too terribly long ago, about 6 months or so ago. But I was just ready to be able to get up late, sit in my pajamas all day long if I wanted to. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so there is pretty much our card. You know what I forgot to get? I forgot to get my bling out. So let me reach back here behind me. Alright, and what I'm going to do is, just because I think it'll be pretty, I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool, my pick my nose tool, as sometimes I call it, although I promise you I really don't pick my nose with it. Alright, I'm going to take the spatula end. I love this thing. I talked about it in another video. But I'm going to take the spatula end, and I'm going to pick up maybe a pearl. There's little slippery suckers are getting away from me. And I'm going to put it in the middle of that one. And I'm going to pick up another one. Okay, this is making a liar out of me. This really usually works good. And I'm going to put one right there. And I'm going to, well, I'll put it on my fingernail. Okay, that works too. There. I usually like to put things in odd numbers. There's 3. Let's put one up here. I don't know. And maybe another tiny one, because I've got 4. Like I said, I like odd numbers. And there's, oops, one right down there. Okay, I'm going to take this, flip it over, put some glue on it. This particular glue is getting to the bottom of the barrel. I said, you don't have to put that much glue. I'd probably go overboard. I'm going to take my card base and there we go. Voila. That's all there is to it. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, you could make thank you cards. You could probably, if you had a stamp set that's a happy birthday, this would be a pretty good happy birthday card. I like it because it's kind of folly, like I said, but this paper is so gorgeous with the pearlized. I can't even, it doesn't do it justice. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again later. Bye.